take over.
Wait, we're probably on the
I
air.
thought we already were.
Just in the nick of time.
I like this. Where's Goldie Hawn then? I'm doing great, but I'm looking for Goldie Hawn now that you said Lafayette.
You settled for Kurt Russell? Glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
But Lafayette, wasn't that before your time, Garrett? And that's showing my age. That's showing my age. Ooh, I didn't even know they were still playing.
I mean, in my opinion, honestly, anything at Madison Square Garden is a big deal. I mean, it's the
Who's at
world's
the
most...
final? Darn.
Okay, the Golden Hurricane. It's always funny because I wonder how many mascots are not plural. Tulsa are the Golden Hurricane.
Used to be the Red Storm. You used to have the St. John's Red Storm.
Yes, yes. It does.
So
We've got three. Well, we were talking college, but yeah, you know.
we've got another big thing to talk about. Something positive happened in our community over the Panhandle this last couple of days. We have a new D1 school in the state of Florida. Was it 18? I thought it was 19. They finished runner-up in 17, and then they won it 2 years later. I think it was 19. Yeah. And a $2 million fee they have to pay the NCAA.
And you know, they already have Division I talent because, you know, their quarterback, I don't know if he's already hit the portal or not, but he's former four-star ESPN top 50 Florida commit Marcus Stokes.
Yeah, he's already on the portal. He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
and
figure
they got an Arkansas quarterback that transferred in this year.
And my daughter will be in
But
the
you know who
that.
you owe a lot of credit to this, Gareth? And that is President Judy Bentz. Years ago, she was very supportive of the football program getting it started. She had vision, she had focus, and we are here today because of what President Judy Bentz did in the years past as a president of the University of West Florida. And one former UW quarterback tore up the UFL last week. The guy that used the backup, he was the third string at Austin Reed. Austin Reed. He played at St. Augustine. I watched him play his junior year when Navarre went over there and played in St. Augustine. We got ran out of the gym. But then he went off and he finished up graduating from Western Kentucky. He was with the Bears the last 2 years on the practice squad, and he went into the UFL and broke all records last week for passing. And Navarre wide receiver Quentin Randolph was the star in that game, as he had 10 catches for over 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, all in the first half.
It's a Terrell Owens game.
And he's currently playing with the Las Vegas Hawks in Vegas right now. His 5th year playing in the IFL, the Indoor Football League, for those. And Florida has a new IFL team over in Orlando, the Orlando Pirates. They moved from UMass, and they came down, and Dante Wright, former Navarre Raider wide receiver, is now playing with the Orlando Pirates.
I believe Orlando will be the home of the Jacksonville Jaguars next year. Yeah, why 1 year while their stadium, I believe, is renovated, but they will be playing all home games in Orlando, which Vikings come to town. You got a professional game not far from Disney World. Sounds like a nice trip. I don't know if the schedule's been released yet for this coming season.
Yeah, the opponents have been recognized, but I'm not sure the dates that have been solidified as of yet.
It's the only professional sport that I've not been to live. NFL, I've been MLB, NBA, and hockey, NHL.
Yeah, come on.
Well, 3 out of 4 ain't bad, guys.
I miss this sometimes.
I did do flag last night, so I'm fresh on this. New turf looks good.
Does it?
Yeah. But
What's with them raising? You know, that's not all about. That's not
Should
all
we do the
about.
Huntsville football rumor mill, or
I don't have a whole lot of rumors on it, other than the Bears for the 3rd time said you're not getting your comps.
okay? Well, then we can just leave it at it's they're still open. There's rumors that I've heard that assistant coach Adrian Martin is in consideration for it.
Adron? Yeah.
Adron,
Good guy. Good guy.
Remember Todd? Remember when we were at the Niceville game and the coach of the 1995 high school that faced Fort Walton Beach in the state
St.
championship?
Petersburg, Dixie Hollins.
Yes,
Yes.
Todd Wilson is his name. I ran into him again at the airport the other day.
Really?
And I'm going to try to get him on the
That'd
show.
be good. Talk about that game and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
they should
He
be.
was talking about that. Coach
They should be
Adron was good.
closing applications on Monday, and then they're going to put their committee together, and then they're going to narrow it down to 5.
All right, so we can talk about that. You know enough to talk
Yeah.
about stuff.
I do.
Maybe they'll hire Jim Moore and you playoffs.
Which Jim Moore? Junior or
What's that?
which Jim Moore? Junior or senior?
Senior.
Okay.
I think junior's secure.
Yeah. Who's that UConn one? He?
Yeah.
They're doing pretty good.
He led them to 2 straight bowl games or something like that. Of course, that's a basketball school at its finest, men's and women's.
And they took out Duke, which we love.
Yes. Christian Laker's not happy about it. It just shows you
Nobody likes Duke.
I was on the show the other day. I was with it. The Kentucky Center. You got these McDonald's All-American lottery picks, but once you get in the tournament, experience wins, and that boozer, that turnover cost them their season.
Yep.
Because he panicked.
All he had to do was hold on to the ball.
And they
Or
were
throw
fouled.
it straight up.
Throw straight up or get fouled. I mean, he's a 78-some% free throw shooter. Good experience.
Then my boy from Indiana
Yeah.
drilled him.
Yeah.
What a shot. Nothing but net.
It would have been, if Gordon Hayward's would have went in that year, though, that would
Oh
have
my
been,
gosh.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if you would have gone off the back of the rim.
That'd be like Indiana winning the football title.
Yeah. Same state.
Same state. Not too far apart either. Have you seen him?
Oh, I was looking around for him. You got it, guys, and I'm getting kind of. I've been off the air for a while, so I'm getting kind of anxious to get back on the air. Yeah, warm yourself up for football season.
Oh yeah, definitely. It doesn't.
I've heard an interesting name, and he's a Niceville alum, and Phil Tiza, who has brought South Walton to somewhat
I
prominence.
love Coach Thiessen.
Yeah, and they're making the playoffs every year, and I think they're in what 3A.
I think they might. Yeah. Now that they've dropped the classification, I think they'll be in 3A this year
Yeah,
with Catholic, and
That's tough.
that's a tough place to go because I was over in the playoff game for that one when they got knocked out last year. But yeah, it's from what I'm hearing is they're going to narrow it down to 5 by Monday, April 6th, and then they'll get a board together, collection of people, and then they'll make a decision. They'll bring them in for interviews, and I would like to see Adron. I know Adron, not personally, but we chat a lot on social media and everything. He's been great for the Niceville community as far as their recruiting, not just with Niceville folks. He's helped a lot of young men around this area in the Panhandle get to the next level. I would love to see Adron, but will that happen? I think for the betterment of the program, it should happen, because I think what may happen if you don't hire Adron or a fellow Niceville individual, you may have some players that will look elsewhere to play.
You know,
Like
Bill,
that.
Bill, you want to talk a little what ifs? What if Jay Walls doesn't get hired by Soundside a couple months ago? I would just love to see what he could do at Niceville.
I don't know if he wants that challenge at this point in his life. He's 63 years old
Pressure.
now, and he won't be having a varsity program at Soundside until his 3rd year.
Yeah.
But they do have a full JV schedule, 10 teams. Their last game was against Navarre.
Now, will he be coaching the JV since the varsity's not going to be able to participate?
Until the varsity is up and running, he will be the head coach of the program. And we're looking at a 9th grade and a JV team, but it looks like they will not have enough players that field both teams, so they will just field the JV schedule this year.
So do they have to wait the 3 years to be placed into a district and a classification as well, or are they already in one?
No, because what it is they're starting out with a freshman and sophomore class. Then they'll add one a year. Then they'll have a junior class. They're not looking to have a varsity team until they have a full school, which would be the 3rd year of seniors.
So what is the expected enrollment, like, classification wise? Like, once they get up and going, your 3 years is up, where do you expect them to fall? I mean, higher than 3A, lower than 7A?
Well, there's going to be a combination of Gulf Breeze, Tiger Point kids and Navarre Midway kids, and they're looking at about 12 to 1,300 enrollment. I got a tour of the facilities a couple weeks ago. Principal Winfielder invited some of us over, and she took us on a tour. It is a beautiful school. It's 3 stories, which is unreal here in the Panhandle, because you don't see a whole lot of high schools in the Panhandle with 3 stories.
No, and just cosmetically, just driving by it, twice a week, it looks amazing from the exterior.
They have hired a football coach, a volleyball coach. I'm sure the track coach may not be too far away, but they're going to be limited on their sports, what they're bringing in to start with, based on only freshmen and and sophomores.
That's a tough build, you know, because you got kids that have options now. You got Navarre with a lot of success. You got Pace with very recent success, and it seems like they just get better every year. You have your traditional power, Milton, that, you know, kind of has fallen off the wagon, but you know as well as I do, you know, back in the 80s and 90s, Milton was a powerhouse in football, and they had, you know, multiple D1 guys every year. So there's, you know, a lot of options for kids that may not want to wait 3 years to, you know, qualify for playoffs and have a chance to win a state title.
But as for Niceville, I'm not sure how long the process is going to take, Gareth. But I'm sure they would like to get it done rather quickly, because spring football in the state of Florida for high school is getting ready to come up end of April, first week of May, with games in the second to midweek of May. Well, we saw a Panhandle transaction happen this week where Bobby Johns, he left Weewaw. He was the athletic director over at Weewaw. He's now the head coach at Freeport. As an athletic director and the head coach, he replaced Coach Sean Arns, who's been there for a long time. Sean was a graduate of Freeport High, but he moved on to a different road, different path. And they hired Bobby Johns, who has won like 7 state titles in weightlifting. He's a different guy. He's on the FHSAA, and he kind of following the Frank Beasley path.
You got to think Coach Johns was probably thinking, great, I get there the year after we lose Julius Miles.
Well, his son was a backup quarterback at Bluntstown last year as a 7th grader.
Wow.
Because in the rural you can play middle schoolers with the program based on your numbers. So I'm wondering if that has to do anything with it, that his son will get an opportunity to start as an 8th grader.
Yeah, they do, and they have guys in the ESPN Top 100. I think this will be the 4th year in a row now. They'll have a 4 or 5 star recruit.
Well, they had running back Amari Thomas last
Yeah.
year. There was a 4-star running back. He played at 4 different high schools during his time in high school. But and they had Bo Johnson before that, who went up to Coffee High School in Douglas, Georgia. He was a good friend of mine, and asking why were all these guys leaving for Tennessee and Georgia? It's money, and it's insurance, and the benefits that you receive, because they're a lot better. And hopefully with this act that they just passed in Florida, hopefully maybe our coaches can start getting paid a little bit more.
Yeah, a little stiff. And you know, it's funny because, you know, with the new rules in the state of Florida, this will not be the last time you're going to hear about a student athlete at his 3rd or 4th different school in 4 years. I assure you that. Real quick, the last thing I want to talk about the Niceville coaching search is there must be more to the story than I know, because the last 2 coaches they've hired, the glaring candidate is former quarterback Tommy Joe Whidden, who has had absolutely huge success at Mosley, and there's got to be something there. He's not only a probable home run hire, but he's just the most logical choice you could possibly think of.
Well, I think there is something more there. Coach Whidden was found at one of Niceville's games. I don't know if it was scouting before they were getting ready to play Niceville that year. And Niceville's had their kind of a struggle against Mosley as getting by them over the years.
A lot of teams
But I
have.
love what Coach Whidden's doing over at Mosley. Their weight program, they just brought in the county's first strength coach over there, and I love what Coach Whidden's doing over there at Mosley. Luckily, they're not on the bar schedule this year.
They are on Choctaw schedule, and what Coach Whidden is doing at Mosley kind of reminds me of what Coach Harden did at Rutherford there in the 80s, early 90s, when when everybody was still running, your wishbone, flexbone, veer. Coach Harden was lining up in the shotgun, playing a Steve Spurrier 5 wide, and I think they won 2-3 state championships in a row.
Now, one thing I'm gonna kind of let the cat out of the bag here a little bit. If you're used to Navarre running the spread offense, get ready for something else this year.
They've ran it every year since I remember seeing them play. That's going to be a very odd, you fake the speed sweep and the quick slants. That's their game.
I've met their new offensive coordinator a couple weeks ago, Michael Harper. He's in town now. They got a new offensive line coach, Tommy Roberts, came over from Booker T. Washington, one of the best offensive line coaches in the area. So you're going to see a little different on the offensive side of the ball for Navarre. You may see a lot of kids going both ways this year.
Maybe get them some new players.
Well, they've gotten their share of Navarre players the last couple of years transferring over there, and I wish them best, because when I moved here in the early 90s, they were the program. Danny Werfel was the quarterback at Fort Walton Beach. They went on their first state title, then 4 years later they went on and won their second. I don't know, I think this day and age of transfers, it has kind of taken away from their prestige of their program, Garrett.
Whitten can always go, listen, I played here, I'm going to love them. Here watching a
I
game.
think,
Nobody can believe it.
I think there's some bad blood.
Because he seems
We got about 5 minutes.
he seems the obvious choice.
So yeah, I could lead with just one final thing about Niceville football. I ran into Todd Wilson, and I'll do my Todd Wilson Dixie Hollow story, and then I've got a Coleman Borthwick, who is like a top 10 prospect in pitching for Major League Baseball. He pitches for South Walton. He's just dominating this season. He was in the All Sports Association, like one of their star people attendees this year. He shut out Niceville 3-0 Tuesday night. So
I see Niceville knocked off.
And Niceville's good.
Pace last night, but Pace didn't throw the best pitcher because she had a sore shoulder.
Yeah.
I mean, Choctaw is good, but Niceville made Choctaw look not very good.
It was 7-4 and then 8-4, I believe. I mean, that's not super blowout.
Now the softball team's struggling.
Every softball team in the area is. I can't think of one good one.
On the bars playing.
Even for Walton?
Yeah, they got to lose.
Because they lost everyone?
The bars playing the #1 team from Kentucky
Yeah.
on Monday. This team is just destroying everybody. They came down to beat Pace and Niceville last year.
So we went into extra innings last night. So Brady said he got cut at 8:45.
But
Really?
The stream ended, so he just went Facebook Live like you.
Good.
But
Improvise, adapt, and
their
overcome.
last game of their trip is they're playing Orange Beach. It's this team out of
okay.
Kentucky and Orange Beach, the #1 team in the country against the #1 team in Kentucky.
Everybody's got the Kentucky-Ohio week this week.
Yeah,
Nice.
Navarre's going to get hammered.
Navarre's usually so good at baseball.
They're struggling. It's good coach, but some of the players are not a good fit. The bottom of the order just does not produce. And if you don't have hitters throughout,
Mm-hmm.
this team from Kentucky, their leading hitters batting .821.
Jesus Christ.
Then they got another girl's batting .710.
It's like whatchamacallit, Ichiro numbers right there.
They're batting .504 as a team.
Good God. You don't even need pitching that much.
They've outscored their opponents 143-7.
So they have pitching too.
Yeah.
Well, you got them at home, so you never know.
Yeah, I was getting ready to do my game on Monday night, and I'm like, gosh, I want to see what this team is like. It's like, I don't know if I want to do this game. This is going to be ugly.
You know, that turf looks good, but you know, obviously, it's just a big question mark. And Jimmy, the flag coach, told me their very first practice earlier in the week, once on turf, their leading rusher tore her ACL. She's out for the year, and you just wonder, like, not a safe alternative for high school. There's gonna be so
I
many
think they did it
injuries.
basically on maintenance,
But it's basically what, indoor-outdoor carpet on top of concrete, correct?
basically.
To keep it level, yeah. So that can't be knee, ACL, ankle, back friendly.
Well, they've come out with this new material that they get at sound size, and I'm anxious to see how that.
Well, I walked on it last night, and it looks like it's soaking wet, and it feels like it's soaking wet, but there was no precipitation, condensation, dew, nothing.
Well, they have some that they have those little pellets that come off of it.
I don't think they put
This
it
is
in
a
yet.
different one over at Sound
Is
Size.
it kind of like that kid's playground material where it's got a little give to it?
Every time my daughter played on in soccer,
Yeah.
after a while she got hurt,
Yep.
turned an ankle.
I mean, obviously it's for budget reasons, but it's just from a health standpoint, I was thinking, God, this is not good. You know, I was talking to Tommy Johnson last night. Nice
Oh, I love
fellow.
Tommy.
Oh, yeah, he was great. We had him on the show.
We used to do a high school show when we were over at the other place, the ticket,
Yeah,
and Tommy was one of our guys that was on
yeah.
the show with Trey Bixby or something like that. Guy's a liar to have, but anyways, that's beside the point.
There's a few of those
That's how I
around
got to know Tommy really well. He's
What a great guy.
Oh, he is.
And we had him on here one time with Jimmy Bay. We had so much fun, and I talked to him at the game last night. I said, "When are you going to come back on the show?" He goes, "Anytime, just call me." Like, I had a great time.
We
Yeah,
played regular. I mean,
yeah,
he's doing great things over at the middle school too.
yeah. He's going over to Bruder, and yeah.
Yeah, one of the nicest guys I've ever
Well,
met.
he might be the nicest guy I've ever met. I mean, I don't know that you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that said a negative thing about him. I think this is the long break.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, God,
But I don't even listen to Saturday mornings anymore.
No,
I
never
got
did.
grandkids.
I work, and Saturday morning is my open to close day, but
I'll fill in once in a while with those guys, but
yeah. I was watched it, man, these two quarterfinals today, the Charleston Open tennis. Unreal 3-set thrillers, both of them 3-hour, 3-set thrillers. Doing the old Rob Van Dam, you missed it. There it is. Or RVD.
I used to be a wrestling fan until my kids grew up.
Yes. We would watch pay-per-view scramble because the audio was crystal clear, and also record them on cassette tape.
Well, you know, Mick Foley used to live in the
Yeah,
bar.
I saw him at the Winn-Dixie across from the Navarre Beach Bridge one time.
He used
And I was
to
with,
have a gym out there.
and I was actually with Gareth's brother when I saw him. Small world.
Great guy too. No,
No, he's back up in New York.
they moved years ago.
Yeah, but that would. But what? So I noticed, and I think you had talked about him earlier on when in the early stages of this show. But Vinny Chalk, the former MLB reliever that's now a realtor in the area, he is now a Choctaw sponsor, baseball sponsor. He's got a billboard up on the dugout, and I was just thinking we got to get a hold of this guy. Probably the most jubilant night of football-wise.
It's
you know.
always fun when you win.
Especially at the Eagles' Nest. They don't lose there often, and they especially don't get running clocked at home.
With the rooster. With the rooster.
Did he not?
A.G. Green was on that team as well, wasn't he? Or was he already a graduate? Warfel, that's right. I think he was like a freshman or sophomore with Warfel.
Didn't Marcus Alpson also play in the national championship game for Florida State against T. Martin and the Volunteers?
That's correct.
Yeah. All Steen's numbers right there, Bill.
Except for week 1.
Yeah. Local Shohei Ohtani on our hands, basically. Auburn's getting him a heck of a baseball player.
Not only Auburn baseball, but Auburn softball has lined up the pitcher from Pace, Hannah DeMarcus. She's already committed to the Auburn Lady Tigers, one of the top pitchers in the state, and she was the Florida Gatorade Player of the Year last year.
You know, Garrett, that under-18 Team USA baseball team he said he played on, just a fun fact, he played on the same team. Andrew Jones' son, Drew Jones, was on that team, and I believe Gary Sheffield's son was also on that team.
Wow.
Those are some big-time names.
And Gulf Breeze just brought a new coach to
Not a terrible name.
to their high school, their football team, and you guys might remember this name. He was a wide receiver for Eli Manning. Dominic Hickson was a wide receiver for the Giants on their Super Bowl team. He is now assistant coach at Gulf Breeze High School.
Wonder how Bobby Clayton feels about that.
If you look at Navarre's and Gulf Breezes, they're pretty much exactly alike.
The bleachers are the exact same. I was wondering if Santa Rosa just hired the same company.
They basically did, but with Soundside having a turf field now, the new school has pretty much opened up the talks of maybe the other schools falling in place. But it's all about money, as Okaloosa found out this past week where they raised their ticket prices for all of their games. I don't know if it had anything to do with the new fields or if it's just the cost of doing business. You like how I do that, Garrett?
You know, you wonder if decisions like this, I mean, this is probably not the only county that has done this or is going to do this or is at least considering it, but obviously the FHSAA mandates the playoff ticket prices. You wonder if you wonder if they're gonna, you know, increase that just going upon, you know, the increase of tickets if enough counties get on board. Because, you know, the FHSAA mandates ticket prices, and little known fact, they actually are supposed to mandate district game ticket prices. They just leave them as what they are for all other games.
But you know, one thing that still disappoints me with the FHSA, well, there's a lot of things it does, but them charging local broadcasters to do games during the playoffs.
Right.
And that is one thing that's really tanked my backside, because I've done, when Navarre is in the playoffs, if I do a video broadcast, it's $500.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Well, you know,
they're not there during the year when we're getting that team to the playoffs, and it really tanks me that they charge that much to do a video broadcast during the playoffs.
And FHS Network's a culprit in that decision too.
And they said, "Why don't you go that way?" I said, "No, because then you're going to have to tell me how to run my broadcast, and I'm not going to have that." And they wouldn't even charge me for one I didn't even do.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you have to do? Okay. Show them, like, send your links so that you didn't do it?
Yeah. And one, I said, well, Navarre didn't make the playoffs, and I only do Navarre games.
Yeah.
So, and I sent you an email back at this time when you sent me this the first time saying I didn't do the game.
Right. It's crazy how they.
Yeah, they just.
But yeah, now that they've partnered with NFHS, they're getting even more greedy, and they're even clamping down more on radio, audio, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. I mean, they're shutting down everything, because then the NFHS probably has a big hand in that.
Yeah.
Because they've gone up from what, $9.99 to $12.99.
I've done nothing because they said Josh Wilson, the guy that runs Fourth High School football, he goes, why don't you just go ahead? I said, Josh, what's going to happen is they're going to dictate how I do my games. We're going to have to run their commercials,
Yep.
and my whole format's going to be based on them.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And I don't charge my listeners.
Right.
You
Run off
watch.
corporate sponsors.
The only time I charge would be in the playoffs because I have to make up money to do the broadcast. But no, FHSA is a crock.
Is it $500 for video?
Video.
So what's audio? $300?
$50.
$50?
$50.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And the change went down.
You can just do the audio and just do a teleprompter where you diagram each play.
Yeah, but it's, I can't see the FHSA.
No, and it's just, the worst thing is just Alabama and Georgia have now moved on, but they just, for financial reasons, I'm sure they just will never get the public schools and the private schools separated.
Alabama did.
Yep, I think Georgia's doing it too.
You're not competitive.
Because if there's no American heritage, no ifs, and or buts about it, Choctaw's got a state title this year. Because I tell you, they would have beat the Tampa with Jones and Port Charlotte.
Yes, we do. I think it does. Before we get started, that though, I just want to say a comment out to all my SEC brother out there. Big Ten basketball, Big Ten football, it just means more.
Shots fired. Yeah, you forget, he just did say Auburn's playing for an NIT title.
Oh, that's NIT.
That's where the big boys
Not
play.
interesting today, not interesting tomorrow.
And I remember as a young kid, and Bill will remember this, the NIT was a bigger tournament than the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, because Bobby Knight's team won the 1980 NIT before they went on and win the 81 championship with Isaiah Thomas, the name from the past.
You know, I think a lot of the Michigan-Arizona game is going to have to do with how healthy Koa Pete is for Arizona. I mean, he's a McDonald's All-American. He's far and away their best player, but he missed a lot of time. I think they might have rushed him back a little bit, and he's back, and he's playing, and he's starting, but he's not 100%. And he's not putting up the numbers that he put up when healthy this year. So I really think, you know, he's going to be the key to that game, because if he's not at 100%, I see Michigan pretty 7 to 11 point win.
I could see that as well. Michigan's very deep. They got a lot of shooters. They got a lot of bigs. Mara's been playing really well in the NCAA tournament.
The UCLA transfer.
Yeah,
Now, that's the one big advantage they have is on Arizona, size.
And I'm still not. No, I don't know how they came up with the Big Ten Player of the Year with the kid from Michigan, because I think there are a lot better players in the Big Ten other than this young man. Must have been because Michigan won the Big Ten title, not the tournament playoffs, but they won the regular season with only a one loss. But there's a lot of, they're very deep, especially at guard play, really strong. Cadeau's been playing really well at guard, leading that team. I like Illinois, their size and everything. It could be a Big Ten championship game.
And they have Peja Stojakovic's son, who's a dead ringer for his father. I mean, the look-alike is off the charts, Gareth. Have you seen that yet? Yes, it's an uncanny resemblance. Man, he was such a three-point shooter. Yeah, they had that team with they had Stojakovic, Vlade Divac, Chris Webber. Man, those were some good teams. Some fun
just don't call timeout.
Yeah, the Final Four.
I got to favor Illinois in this one. Their size is incredible. Their shooting, the young freshman should have been Player of the Year in the Big Ten. Not even highly recruited. He was like the 137th ranked player coming in last year.
Is that Keaton Wagler?
Keaton Wagler.
An outstanding player.
And I see Illinois, Michigan in the finals. Nothing against those other two teams. In fact, I love UConn, especially since they knocked out Duke. In fact, that game I turned off at halftime. When they were down 15, I said, this game's over. And then I looked at my phone late, about halfway through the second half, and they're coming back. So I turned it back on, and what a final game that was.
You know, I think the real wild card in the UConn-Illinois game is something I talked to Garrett the other day on the show. How UConn responds to the emotional way that they beat Duke. I mean, you know, that's a whole different story than, you know, a 5, 10, 15-point victory. The way they won it, the ramifications and how you move on, whether you use that as motivation or not to let it get you too high. I think that's really going to dictate UConn in this game.
There was a little karma in that game, too, as the Boozer's dad, in the previous game against St. John's, as the game was coming down to an end, he's waving goodbye to the St. John's players. Well, he wasn't doing that at the end of the Duke game.
No, the Boozer twins are waving goodbye to Duke. They will both be lottery picks.
Yes, they will.
I think Illinois matches up with Michigan size-wise. I really do. I don't see, I just have a hunch that UConn is going to win. And I think Illinois would match up.
I wouldn't be surprised if UConn win because Reed's playing really well in the center.
Solo Ball is not, and he was supposed to be their big guy. But the weird thing is, Illinois wins. I think they have a chance against either one of the 1 seeds. If UConn wins, I don't think they have a good of a chance against either one of the other 2 1 seeds.
And how are you going to get up for 3 straight games like they've been on? The Duke game and then Illinois, and then have to come up against Arizona or Michigan? That's a tough call. I love Coach Hurley. I love the way that he coaches on the sideline. He's an old school coach, not afraid to get a little mouthy. And he even did a little headbutt with the official on the sideline at the end of the game.
He is no mistake about it. He has had great success, but he is a Paul Pierce level whiner.
Yeah.
No.
And one of the teams that kind of has had their number over the years, though, is the Notre Dame women, but they got the best of Notre Dame last weekend to knock the Irish out. Yeah, they sure did, but I'm not a big fan of Coach Gino Auriemma. I kind of put him up there with Tom Izzo as far as guys that they like to talk even when nobody's asking them any questions.
The Duke's men's team was not the only Duke team to blow a big lead. I believe in the women's semifinals or Elite Eight, I forget which one it was. Duke had a pretty healthy double-digit lead against UConn in the first half, or UCLA, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I believe UCLA stormed back and just ran them out of the gym in the second half.
That's probably going to be the final matchup right there. If they're on different sides of the bracket as UCLA and UConn, that should be one heck of a game.
But yeah, UConn is truly the biggest juggernaut, in my opinion, in all of NCAA sports. No matter what the sport, no matter what the gender, I think UConn's women is the standard bearer.
It goes back to the old high school days of Matter Day when they won 151 straight football games.
There's a movie about that on Netflix. But yeah, Jim Calhoun, and Gino Auriemma, and now, was it Dan Hurley?
Dan Hurley.
Well, what a run that they've had with both the men's and the women's program, the success they've had at such a. How do you recruit to Connecticut? My girlfriend grew up in Connecticut. She lived there, she was born there, and you can swim, 2 times a year. A lot of homes don't even need air conditioning.
That's what.
Yes, they are.
That's what kind of irks me a little bit is Braylon Mullins from small town Indiana ends up at Storrs, Connecticut to make the game shot of his life. He will not have to buy a beer in Storrs, or if there even are any bars in Storrs.
Well, Aaron Hernandez, who is from Storrs, Connecticut, can tell you.
Yeah.
Well, he can't now, but he probably knew all about bars.
But that's the other thing that irks me is
like steel bars.
Is the inability by Indiana coaches to recruit Indiana players. Bobby Knight did it all the time. I hope that Coach DeVries can get back on that path of recruiting Indiana guys because they do well everywhere else.
It is still the biggest deal in that state is high school basketball. And you got to keep Notre Dame, Indiana State, teams like that. You got to keep Purdue. You got to keep those kids in state.
I know, and there's some great players, the Plumleys that went to North Carolina and Duke. I mean, you had a lot of players that have left Indiana to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
And be winners.
Yeah. Sounds like the Blue Oyster Bar's music. I mean, not that I've been there. It's just that's what somebody told me.
I don't think I've been there either.
You know, if I would have known you were going to wear that, I would have worn my sailor suit.
Well, you know I had to wear it. This is a Navarre baseball jersey.
I had to wear a Choctaw
What?
football jersey, so we're all representing our teams, and Gareth looks like he's representing a hurricane tracking relief map.
I like it.
I think it should.
It's been a long time since I've seen those movies. Well, you know what our theme song is for all of my broadcasts? You probably have listened to one of my broadcasts before. We do the theme song to Green Acres.
Yes.
And I played it once, and I got a lot of favorable comments from people as to why are you doing that song? So it just stuck. And we enter every game, every broadcast with the theme song to Green Acres, and it's just a fun song that you can sing to, even though I can't sing worth a lick. But our good friend Bob Grant, who was the voice of Fort Walton Beach football early '90s,
Former big dog at the Fort Walton YMCA
Yep.
for many years as well. You're getting paid? He said we got to step away and pay a few bills. Yeah, you're getting paid for this.
pay this bill.
Yeah. Maybe he'll pick up our tab.
Be
at
the first payment I ever got.
Maybe he'll pick up our tab at the Blue Oyster
I
Bar.
pay this bill.
Yeah.
He said you're gonna pay some bills, so I said maybe he'll pay our bill at the Blue Oyster Bar. You gonna pick the
I
tab?
like that song though.
It's, it's catchy.
Yeah. Hopefully, I
Remember
won't
when
forget-
Bowser had his arms like that?
Yeah.
And the guy just-
What's the name of it?
The Blue Oyster Bar, but it's from the Police Academy movies.
I'm sure it's fictitious.
Go to YouTube and just do the Blue Oyster Bar songs.
You know, there's gotta be a bar in the United States that actually is a Blue Oyster Bar.
I might
even
have
though
to
that
add
one's
that to my
fictitious.
broadcast.
What about the Blue Oyster Cult Bar?
That's not bad. They
Blue
could
Oyster.
play Don't Fear the Reaper.
Blue Oyster
Every time
Bar
you get a
song.
good tip.
Yep. Da-da-da-da-da.
Hi there.
That was the Mountie though.
Oh yeah. Is this Tito Santana's intro song when he was the Matador?
It would have been great.
It sounds like it though.
I have like a quick transition after you. Cause they're
That's
gonna,
right.
people are gonna be
It's a
coming.
gay bar, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of
But it's-
transition.
But you know what? Like the cool people that will recognize that. Those are the people I want listening and like, in on the joke. You know.
I play a lot of old. The reason I play a lot of old music on my broadcast is copyright stuff, because
Yeah.
they don't really recognize a lot of the older stuff. If
Right.
you play something new,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
on you in a second.
Hey Kevin.
Maybe Herman's Hermits or Paul Revere and the Raiders kind of thing.
For the next one, why don't you, when Bill's segment is done, why don't you go over to his side, and because they're going to share this microphone, I have another headset somewhere. Yeah, and so they can just they're gonna
You got
you'll be
another
over
port?
there. Yeah, they're in there. It's already ready to go. Yeah. So they'll be able to hear everything, but they'll have to share the microphone. But I'll need you to move over there. It's gonna be like a quick.
Should I walk around or go under the table?
We can switch. We can switch now.
I have them both.
We can switch now, and that way it'll.
That's fine. No matter to me. Maybe throw everybody off that's watching.
Yeah.
Wait, did they flip the phone around or did they switch chairs? One person's watching. So.
One person. Hi, one person.
Yeah, thank you, one person, whoever you are. It's probably somebody from Turkey or Bangladesh.
I've been to Turkey.
I've eaten turkey, and I'm not a big fan.
I spent 3 months in Turkey,
That's why my mother makes.
near the old city of Tarsus.
That's why my mother makes good food for Thanksgiving. So I'm not a big Thanksgiving food guy. You know, I want like steak or prime rib or ribs or pizza or hot dogs over turkey and stuffing. I've just never been a big home style food guy.
I like ham.
And yeah, after a few bites of like home style food, I'm like, oh, this is okay. I'm good. It's kind of like the regular.
Since I've been on Zepbound for the last year and a half,
Yeah.
my appetite has really gone down. So it's one serving for Thanksgiving, and I'm done.
Well, I use my my body weight to get Ozempic for my girlfriend who does not fit the criteria physically, but in her mind she does, and she's been on me for like a year, and so finally I was like, okay, I'll do it, I'll get it for you. It's gonna be a terrible idea, but I love you, and I'll do it. And she's like, I lost 7 pounds.
No, my doctor did. I was 5'7", 200 and something. My body BMI was like 38,
Right.
6. It's
Yeah.
got to be 40. So he goes, Phil, I'm going to shrink you an inch.
And so where it drops down to
And it
36
dropped down
or
to
30.
it dropped down
That's
down
cool.
to 5'6", and then my BMI met the criteria for my insurance company to pay for my jet bond.
Oh, awesome.
So I paid $48 a month.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
So
Because I know it's
I got a cool dog.
out insurance like $300.
He's like a 6'3", 50 plus year old hippie surfer dude.
You got all the doctors in this area, you know, they call Xanax doctors that as long as
Is that going out there?
as long as you pay them, they'll write you whatever you want. Because I used to see one, and he just retired.
Like he's the one that got me into Andrews to have my second total knee.
That's tough to get to that place,
Yeah.
too. So that's
And
a
I
big,
did all my rehab at Andrews.
that's a
as
big
well.
referral right there,
Yeah,
because
so
that's like who's who among athletes and famous people that get into there.
They got some great rehab folks down there.
Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Allen Iverson,
Yeah.
Gareth's brother,
I-
Josh.
I've
So-
seen him. I've seen him down there when I was going through my rehab, about 5 months worth.
Oh, I bet, yeah. They, the really famous ones, they book them on Pensacola Beach too while they rehab. They book them like probably some penthouse that's the nicest condominium on the beach or something like that. But yeah, Gareth's brother had surgery at the Andrews Institute, and he's not even famous. Well, unless he's famous for being Gareth's brother, but I don't really see that. No offense, Gareth. They look nothing alike. They act nothing alike, and they are nothing alike, but they are brothers. His brother's a Troy grad. Got a culinary degree, so he's got way better cook than this guy. This guy burns frozen
My best
pizza.
friend is a sous chef.
Yeah, this guy burns frozen pizza.
He was Air Force. He learned it all. He
Yeah.
was in services up in the Air Force, so they paid.
Yeah.
He sent him to all his schools.
Yeah.
He's one of the best cooks I've ever been
And
around.
that's what his brother is not Air Force, but he's a chef, but he is in Dayton, which is huge Air Force flying history, obviously.
And he worked ING Academy for 5 years. He ran their landscaping team there.
Yeah, any job there, I'm sure, pays well.
Yeah.
I just found out the other day Francisco Lindor played at IMG Academy, and so did Carlos Correa.
In fact, he got us on ING's golf course for nothing.
Well, that'll be our quarterback. Jocko's quarterback this year came from IMG.
Not mine.
So,
We did a switch on you, Gareth.
we just switched chairs. But Gareth, how is the modernization of the Fort Walton song going? Has that grown into anything? Because the idea was good.
I like it. Who has the rights to that, Gareth? You do? You do? Cool.
Maybe we could reach out to Metallica and see what it would take.
I don't like bass anyways. My
Right.
son always pulls in the driveway and he's got the bass in my car just sky high. You can hear it down the road. I really like bass music.
Right.
Oh,
Or
no.
your sphincter.
Come on.
Yeah, but you know, it's just, you know, bass is not really friendly for the type of heavier music that I listen to, and that Gareth and I used to listen to in our teenage years. We were more of your hard rock, heavy metal, some Seattle grunts, and that's not really a bassy type of genre.
Not a big hard rock hair music from years past. I'll listen to about everything but that and rap are my two things that I will not listen to.
I can't do country. Our Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue.
That's not bad. I mean, but the majority of the really hard rock, I can't deal with. No.
Necromonicon, Deicide, yeah. Yeah, you owe me a Coke, or I owe you a... Ooh, Exodus. With a lot of hidden gems.
I spent a lot of time partying in my high school days and after high school to country music up in northern Indiana with Hank Williams, Hank Williams Jr. and all that, and I drank a lot of spirits. Was very spirited in my day.
Very spirited. Yeah, it's a good night when you got a lot of spirit going around.
But Hank Williams was big back in the day.
Yeah, and so is the sun.
The 70s music was the best.
So life rattled your sphincter. I think that's what you meant, metaphor.
No buts about that.
You know that, like I told Bill, I don't know if you heard me or not, Gareth, but that is the one genre I have never been able to do is country. Yeah, there is. There's a song by George Strait, and it's something about West Virginia down to Tennessee, and it's a very catchy little tune.
One of my favorite songs right now, you know who Cooper Allen is? He sings "Take Bobby Home." You ever get a chance to listen to that one? It's funnier than all get out.
Cooper Brown sounds like a place kicker for a 1AA school.
But he's the one he's the one a lot out there on videos a lot where his girlfriend or his wife has to do mashes together, and he makes up the songs as it goes along. But you ever get a chance to Take Bobby Home? It is funny.
So they already came from a 1AA school that used to be in the Southern Conference. But they were replaced by a school you're very familiar with, Elon.
Out of North Carolina.
Yes, it's very, very strange whether it's a coincidence, the color scheme, and the backward spelling is coincidence or just not. It's interesting.
I don't think I've ever heard this song before.
Billy's Bowlegs must be coming up. Black Hawk Down.
It's just the whole events going into that. It's a fun time. I remember when we moved back here in '91. And my wife and I used to come in here. We would run the 5K. They used to do like a midnight 5K. We used to run that. But it was just a great time.
Gareth, has Mr. and Mrs. Bowlegs for this year been announced yet? That's.
Do they have bow legs?
You swerve that you don't know that.
Do they walk straight with those bow legs?
They walk the line.
Walk the plank, baby.
The softball tournament was the best.
I know that was a great time because it wasn't hot outside. Well, it was a little warm, but it wasn't too bad. And you had a great participation. I mean, there was hundreds and hundreds of people there.
Yeah, they used to have the Big Billy Boy softball tournament out at the fairgrounds,
remember
where
that.
my cousins and I would shag home run balls for $20 a day, and there was a gentleman from a restaurant that's sponsored team called the Back Porch, a famous, very famous travel
Just getting ready
softball
to bring
team,
that up.
and I saw him hit one from Field 1 over Lewis Turner Boulevard, and it one-hopped the fence surrounding the golf course. I mean, that's got to be 500 feet.
They used to play that out games in Niceville as
The
well.
Danny's Fried Chicken tournament
Yeah.
was a big deal.
Yeah.
My grandfather and I would go to that every year and be very excited about it.
Yeah, that was a great time. And
My other one.
backboards,
But rest in peace, him too.
I love eating at backboard shoe.
Is that still there?
Oh,
there,
it's
man.
great.
Wow.
And you're good at that too, Gareth.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. You got it.
It's
Thanks for
always
having
fun,
me in.
Bill. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Now,
Got
now
me out of the
stuff
house,
I know
too.
nothing about.
My brother was in town all week. They're on their spring break.
Oh yeah.
My sister-in-law is a high school teacher, and so every year, her spring break, they come down to Lamar.
Do they spend all day at the beach, or do you feel like
They-
they have
they
to do all
fish.
kinds of? Oh, okay.
No, I hardly saw my brother this
Something
week.
I never got into was fishing, especially living in an area surrounded by water. It's odd. Having both sets of grandparents that had a dog.
I am not either.
No, I'm not a big fish guy.
I like pond fishing, like going up.
Right, right.
But I don't like open water, and no.
I like going out on boats. Fishing's just not my thing.
Nice seeing you, brother.
Yeah, it was good seeing you, man.
As
Stop
always.
by anytime you want.
If you
Hopefully
want to
we'll
watch a
see you.
shellacking, tune into my broadcast on Monday night when Navarre plays South Warren out of Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I'm off that night. And also
It's gonna-
Irisville
You can
Sports on
probably see
YouTube.
one of
The best teams in the country.
Go to Irisville Sports on
I gotta get them
YouTube.
all hooked up here.
Irisville Sports on
I'm gonna have you both
YouTube.
stand,
Irisville
because you're gonna share
Sports
one
Live,
microphone.
944,
Okay.
Monday
I'm
night,
sorry.
You're fine, you're fine.
6:30.
Both of you.
Navarre
Make sure
hosts
you,
South
Rebecca,
Warren,
can
Kentucky,
move
the
this
number
however
one
you
team in
want,
the
right?
state
Just
of
make sure it's
Kentucky.
about right there for both of you, all right? Okay?
Hi.
How you doing?
Irisville, thank you so
Good.
much, brother.
Yeah, be safe, man.
Take care. How you doing? Yeah.
Good luck with that traffic right around the bridge area.
It's not, I don't go that
Oh.
way. I go the other way.
Oh.
Then we're in Navarre.
Smart move.
It's still bad.
And it's Good Friday, so it's probably not too bad.
Every Friday's good. It's Monday off.
Thanks, brother.
Kevin Horgan, Karen, and Chris Reed.
Nice
from
to meet you
Lowe's
guys.
Learning
How are you?
Center.
Nice to
How are
meet
you?
you.
Hi.
Hey, nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
No, we're still-
Kevin?
Yes.
Cool, nice to meet
Yes,
you.
sir. 30 seconds. That game signals like a quarterback. It's pretty easy.
So you have to pull this to your mouth when you're talking. I have to stand by him.
you. Thanks for having us. Feels like the first time.
Absolutely. Lotus Learning is a nonprofit private school for children with learning differences in Shalimar, Florida. We serve children with autism and other learning differences. We provide applied behavior analysis on site. We have mental health counseling, and we also do heavy dose of education during the day as well. What makes us unique is that we have started doing a little bit more with art, music. We have some animals now that we take care of, and some chickens, and we just got a baby pig. And, so the kids get to interact with a lot of different unique things and learn skills while doing it and having fun. So we got a mini pig, which a mini pig is anything under 100 pounds. So there is no teacup pigs.
Still quite large.
Yeah. So, we got ours in Lakeland, Florida. It is called a Juliana pig, and so she should be about 40 pounds, but they have the mentality of a 3-year-old. So this
So do
should
we,
be
so-
fun.
Right, yeah. That's right in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I kind of married into it. Now, we started this thing 2 years back now, but
15 years for the school.
yeah.
18 years for the therapy.
For the therapy clinic for Beyond Expectations. I work at both. I work for Beyond Expectations. We have close to 100 employees, and they all have to be CPR certified. So I do all of our CPR certifications, and also the one other guy and myself handle all of the crisis intervention training for our staff. And Lotus Learning and Art Center operates under the umbrella of the nonprofit Young Philosopher Society. A lot of the local parents and stuff remember when we had Young Philosopher Society at the mall, and also downtown. We would do like art and music classes for kids and stuff, and that's kind of how I kind of fell into my role there. I also facilitate a lot of the upkeep and maintenance stuff for our locations as well.
You know, before we get too far off and
Sure.
away from the topic of animals,
Yeah.
what's this I hear about a frog hotel? Can you tell us
Yeah.
about this?
Karen got this idea that she sent me a video. It was actually in like a 5-gallon bucket, but we have a canoe that at our house that has been everything from a koi pond to various other things. And let's do that. And we
Just for the record, we tried to use it together, and we decided that single kayaks are better, because
Yeah.
we try not to kill each other.
we don't, there are just certain things, we operate really well together on certain things. We've been together for 20 years now, but we started building a greenhouse today, and those are the kind of projects, they just kind of bring us closer
Yeah.
to domestic violence.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
yeah. But no, but we just had the idea since that canoe was just sitting there, and we were really, really fortunate that the construction materials in Northwest Florida donated some rocks to us, so we filled it up with some rocks, and it's going through a cycle right now. Hopefully the water is going to not be green soon, and we'll start getting some tadpoles in there, and we're super
So it has
excited.
a short layer of water in it above the rocks, and a short layer of water above the rocks where the frogs will be able to lay tadpoles, or lay eggs, and then the eggs turn into tadpoles. And then you use PVC pipes to stick up out of the water, and they have the little, what do you call those
Fittings.
the fittings at the end. So then they'll be peeking out of the little fittings, and our kids can watch the whole life cycle of.
That would be cool
of
for
the frogs.
pictures for social media.
Yeah.
I noticed you guys, I was looking at social media when I found out you were coming on the show. I saw that you had a YouTube page. If you guys would like to give that out, maybe get some viewers, maybe get some subscribers.
Oh gosh, I don't even know what
Do you
it
remember the
is.
name of it?
No.
Because you have a lot of links. I thought it was from your personal channel.
No,
I do have a channel for it that I had saved our video that we had paid to have made, our promotional video, but I think that's the only
Well, if it's
time
been
I've
18
used
years,
it.
it might
Yeah.
It's about time for a new one.
well, our
So-
home base is in Shalimar at the old probation office.
Right behind McDonald's.
Yes.
Okay.
It's over, actually, it's where, really close to where Burger
Oh.
King used to be. It's right
Okay.
back behind Subway by
Subway,
Aegean.
yeah.
But it's 2 buildings, so that worked out really well for us. It's 12,000 square feet, and that's where we have our early intervention center also. And but we also have several locations. We have 3 locations in Pensacola, 1 in Navarre, and 1 in Crestview.
Okay, well, if you're running out of room in Shalimar, there's an elementary school vacancy.
I heard that. I do, and yeah. Well, right now it's funny because I have a long history and relationship with the genre of rockabilly music. Many moons ago, Gretsch Lyles and I started a band called the Modern Eldorados, and 30 years later, they're still playing. But he and I co-wrote a bunch of songs, and I also have another fledgling rockabilly outfit with Nick Flagstar called the Midnight Show Band. But we developed a relationship with the Rockabilly Hall of Fame. Jeff Cole is the executive director of the Rockabilly Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yes, and it's kind of weird. I vicariously kind of met him through a gig that I played with Ron Adams a couple of years ago. It was like an Elvis birthday thing that I got kind of brought in to play upright bass on, and met him then, and we just kind of hit it off. And now Lotus Learning and Art Center, he has a Rockabilly Hall of Fame Pinot Noir that
Wine, yeah.
yeah, every bottle of that he sells, a portion of the proceeds go to our nonprofit. So we're really thankful for that as well. How'd you like it? Okay. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Well, you should drink that one and get another one from him. So you'll get that $8 too.
Maybe they serve it at the Blue Oyster Bar.
Well, I don't do as much of the teaching. I used to, I work as an RBT, a registered technician, but, you know, I'm not really, could you?
I think he got that from my explanation to him that you were in school to become a teacher.
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
yes.
yes, I really, when we moved here, well, we were living in Alabama, and I was going to school at the University of South Alabama, and then we moved back here to start Beyond Expectations, and I was trying to go back and forth to USA 3 times a week, and it just wasn't working out. So, but yeah, who knows? Maybe one of these days when I'm 75, I'll go back to college. But right now, I don't. You know, this all my my plate is full with everything else going on right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm from Citronelle, Alabama, just north of Mobile.
Heard of that?
Well, funny you should ask. I was playing in the Modern Eldorados, and we were playing Seville Quarter, and gave birth to one of the cheesiest but most successful pickup lines in the world. It worked, and we still laugh about that. It was funny. We were playing this huge rockabilly festival there, and she had come, but I also had a bunch of friends that showed up from work, and she was sitting at a table, and my friends showed up, and it was completely organic. I said, is anybody sitting here going to take this chair? Because I had friends that were showing up that needed a chair. And she said, sure. So I grabbed a chair, and I thought about it. I'm like, I'm going to put it right here. And I sat down next to her, and that's kind of, it worked. I mean, it was like the cheesiest.
I mean, looks like it worked.
I think it was pretty well played because at that point I was kind of over men and done. I had already had relationships, and I actually went to that bar because a friend had invited me to go watch the band because she liked to listen to the singer. And I said, yeah, I'll go, but I'm not dressing up, and I'm going to sit at a table and I'm going to drink, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm not going to dance. I'm not going to do anything. And so if he would have done that, I wouldn't have talked to him. So it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Especially worked out with, because singers get all the glory. And unless
Right.
you were the singer, it worked out well for you and you weren't the
Right.
singer. So it's a good story.
Well, actually, I was the drummer in that band. Yeah.
He was the Danny Carey of that band.
Yeah. Yes. It's funny, when we moved here, I've always played with the bass and played with guitar. I play guitar well enough to write songs, but when we moved here, we started going to Shalimar United Methodist Church, and they had a really good band there, and so I asked if they needed any musicians, and they needed a bass player. So, and also like about 20 years ago, met the guys in the Waco Ramblers, this old bluegrass band, that I was actually their first bass player. And speaking of the Waco Ramblers, we have a reunion show coming up at Dwight Fest this year also.
Where's that located?
I'm not sure where it's going to be this year. Oh no, it's
Dwight Howard from the Magic. You know, I happened to go to a pancake breakfast at Shalimar United Methodist a couple weeks ago, benefiting Shalimar Little League. I saw the drum kit and all the equipment set up
Yeah.
there on the stage. So
Yeah,
is that where is that the one you played?
Yes.
Okay.
they have a great pancake breakfast.
There's the address right there. So it's Dwight. It's
5-minute break. 5-minute break.
so Dwight is. Dwight was like a big. I don't know about history. I definitely don't know about
Right.
in history. He was like one of the original like pot dealers in
Oh,
town.
nice.
So like that Dwight,
Yeah.
people are like, oh, that Dwight.
Yeah,
Like,
guys like that always get
I-
oh
I
that
don't-
one, yeah.
I don't know him, but I guess he's last year when the same band the band played there also.
You're
And he
love to
was
meet
like,
him.
he was like really ill, like old,
Oh,
really ill.
yeah.
And I mean, the fest is actually, it benefits servers, artists, and musicians. But
Oh, and Levine, so that's basically death,
yeah,
right?
so from what I understand, they do like
Yeah, water sound.
like
Okay.
medical, like they help him, not him, but like help
Right.
servers, music, you know, like the gig community with all of that. So
Definitely not
like Duke and TK Bardwell are playing there, and you know,
Saunders Boys with a Z.
yeah, Duke Bardwell used to play with Elvis Presley.
Dread Clamp has been a big name
Yes.
around this area
Yes,
for
Yeah, yeah.
right. And
as
they
long
broke
as I
up,
can
right?
remember.
Yeah.
Them and Jones and Company are the
Yeah.
two.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
two like names in this area
Oh,
that
that's,
just
I guess that's Dwight.
look like Willie Nelson.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
No, no.
But then I was like, who's Dwight? And they were like, well, he's like one of the original dealers. Everybody knew him, and okay,
Got him his
gotcha.
own festival, so
Yeah, right, right.
each his own.
It works, right?
Doing my phone just isn't working. It's like weird not having my phone. Have a watch I never use. It's not very useful actually. I've been playing drums since I was about 12, 13.
I'm sorry.
I've been playing drums since I was about 12, I think.
Oh,
12
cool.
or
You
13.
play any bands around here?
Not in a long time. I haven't even played my drums in 2 years. Yeah.
We should. Garrett said these things. We should start a band.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. I got a 7-piece Sonar SQ2.
Nice. Cool.
I'm big Danny Carey fanatic, so
Oh,
best drummer ever.
oh, yeah.
And so I play Sonar and Feisty. because when I was 15 and he was my bear drummer, he played sonar and feisty, so I'm gonna play sonar.
Yeah, well,
I did not fall into the Zildjian. Friends do not let friends play Zildjian has always been my saying.
all right.
Very expensive, break easier than Sabian and feisty, and they just don't. I don't think they project.
I've got
About a
I've
C,
got some hiking units in Zildjian.
about a C custom rock crash in high school, and it sounded like a garbage can lid.
Yeah.
And I never thought of it again. And it was like about that thick.
Yes.
Man. It wouldn't break, that's for sure.
I bought a slinger line.
My first kit was a slinger.
That is my
No bottom heads.
A friend of mine that had been in his attic. He got this out of.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
Well, it's like a 24-inch Zildjian ride that.
Oh, wow.
With it. And it's a really small dome, but it sounds like a really dark sound. I
Is that
can't
a
find-
small bell?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it's like a giant beat. I use a giant beat.
Yeah.
They have a 24-inch ride, but the bell's like half of this
Yeah,
thing.
and it doesn't free.
I played the 20-inch signature dry heavy ride.
Yeah. Thanks for having us again.
All right, so I have some statistics here that I'd like to read off of my paper. But so Mental Health Awareness Month is in May, and the worldwide theme is More Good Days Together, which is focusing on community support and building connection. So I was talking with Candace Tanner, and we often share a lot about her downtown coffee club meetings. And her intention for that meeting was to start to bring people together and start to have a community built around downtown. And she often sends me other links to other groups and organizations that do some very cool things like friendship. You sit down and you meet up and you chit chat with a stranger, and it's an intentional, like, forced friendship type of activity. And we were trying to figure out what under Lotus and under Young Philosopher Society, we have another program called the Lotus Project, which is we provide counseling for underinsured and uninsured individuals. So we're talking about people that have like insurance, but you have the gap, or you have the gig workers that are the musicians, or and you need counseling, but you can't pay $125 for a session, and your insurance might have a huge copay or something. So we have a program that goes to help that. And under that, we wanted to do something for the community in May. Tying all of this together, we started talking about creating a list of local organizations, clubs, programs, community events, classes, activities that bring people together, and having it in one central location. So you often have that for kids, right? Like you pull up like the summer camp program in an article or something, but you don't have that for adults. You don't have something that states all of the activities where you're like, I don't know what I want to do. And what they discovered is that loneliness is a growing public health challenge. You know, it's funny with us having social media and phones, and you feel like you're constantly connected, but we're really not. And the loneliness problem is linked to depression, cognitive decline, higher risk of premature death, they've shown. And the CDC states that strong social connections reduce the risk of chronic disease and mental distress, right? So one of the studies in 2025 in the American Journal of Preventative Medicine reported that 35% of adults report a significant amount of loneliness. And so we decided to make this list. We're going to present it. We're going to present the list in May at the Downtown Coffee Club, but we'll also, present it, put it in different areas around the community where people can have access to it. So my ask of the community is, if you have a class, a group, lessons, anything that would spark a friendship, right? Anything that would spark connection, email me what you have, and I will add it to our list. I'm going to put our list on our website so that people can click a hyperlink to go to that activity. And my email address is Karen, Karenr, at BEI, like Beyond Expectations Incorporated, beitherapy.com. And let me add your information to the list so that we can have a really good comprehensive list for people to look at. Yeah, yeah. Sure. It is Karen R, Karenr, at BEI, like Beyond Expectations Incorporated. I don't know what is it, Bravo, Echo, Indigo.
Yes.
I just beitherapy.com. Just email it to me and I will get it sent over to the list. Well, I'm part of ADSO, so I love that there are arts and design classes because not only do you make art, it's very social while you're in classes. And then the Downtown Coffee Club, I think, is a really good one. Candace really keeps it really authentic. It's just such a feel-good organization. She makes you feel good. Everybody else there makes you feel good. It's really a cool organization. And you find out what's going on in the community, so it can further lead to other connections and other things to do. The Fort Walton Beach Library, gosh, they have so much going on, so many different classes. I couldn't even list them all. I just said look at their website because there's so many different things that they do. And there's some stuff that's paid. There's some stuff that's not paid across the community. I will include all of them. I don't have any problems if it's paid or not paid, but a lot of those. And we personally do at our headquarters on Cloverdale, which is our mental health counseling's downstairs, and then our headquarters are located upstairs. We do it's kind of like an art club, but really just a lot of us that are creatives get together and sit together and talk about the art that we do and do art while we're sitting there, usually like a multimedia journal project. And then somebody shares what they do and we share what we do. It's just kind of a connection thing that we do once a month. I put that on the list too. You just email me. Chris has the songwriter support group.
Yeah.
I'll let him talk a little bit about that. That's a cool thing that they do.
Well, it's a new 501c3 that my friend Jamie Shannon and I recently started. It's a Okaloosa Songwriters Association, and basically what we do when we have our songwriter support group, we try to get somebody to come in with. We've had vocal coaches come in, we've had different artists. We try to get somebody with some kind of something to share that has to do with like music business. But then we typically try to end the night with some kind of open mic format, original music thing where people can share their songs if they want to, and if they want, sometimes people want critiques of their songs, sometimes they don't, and we're cool with that either way. The most recent thing that we've been doing is trying to teach original songwriters how to use their performance rights organization, whether it's ASCAP or BMI, to get royalty checks for their live shows, and that's been a lot of fun. Yeah. It's crazy. There's some internet police at work on a lot of these artists. I remember when Prince was still alive, he like kept he had a team that kept a closed lid on his stuff. You could not find Prince music on YouTube. Yeah, or anything. Yeah,
No, I was thinking Lars and Napster probably started all this.
Well-
Lars Ulrich and his little Napster feud.
Yeah, well, I mean, realistically, and now the new thing too with original music is AI,
Yeah.
which some people love it, some people hate it. Myself, as somebody that likes to write songs but can't sing, I like it because I can make a crappy recording of myself with my terrible voice with a guitar, and for me, the hardest thing for me to do is actually convey an idea for a song that I have to somebody else if I want to share it with somebody and co-write. So for me, it's really cool to be able to do that, but I also see the potential for it and the way that it's set up. I think somebody told me that like the top 5 Spotify songs are actually AI songs that were not actually written by humans. So there is the potential for it to saturate the market with artificial music, and yeah. Well, I mean, and cool. Awesome.
You can't ever get like the rest of this. I'll show you the ice. It's weird because it's like cold foam ice instead of like ice.
I like the vanilla one, the vanilla cold foam, but I have the same problem with it.
Yeah, I get the protein one.
My daughter does, well, until she started working there, but now she doesn't.
Now she doesn't. Is there something wrong with it?
Now she just gets drinks, not coffee drinks. Like the Hannah Montana 20th anniversary drink. Look, it sounded terrible. I don't like raspberry. I don't like anything raspberry, and I never have. So.
I'm leaving water everywhere.
There is a chair if either one of you want to sit down. There's a stool over there.
Oh, okay, I'm okay.
Find
Thank you
it quite
though.
comfortable. Stood all day, so that's it.
They're gonna get you. Hey. Well, some of the things that Karen did not touch on earlier that I think are really important, aside from our small class size, we try to keep our class sizes really small, but one of the things that I'm really proud of seeing on the sideline is the fact that she took our admin team. A lot of the higher ups in the school went to Seattle to Morningside Academy and learned directly from Carl Binder, who is like a guru, and he learned directly under B.F. Skinner. And but also, she took a bunch of our staff to Ohio too to learn from another direct instruction type place there as well. So a lot goes into the way that they work with the kids, but also, you know, the small class sizes. We're not warehousing kids there. Everything is very individualized, and
the therapy clinic has been in existence for 18 years, and the private school has been in existence for 15 years. We became nonprofit probably about 10 years ago, but we actually had the private school going for about 15 years. We just did it under Beyond Expectations before that. Yes,
Correct.
yes, and we had some children that just couldn't make it in the public school classrooms, and we decided that we would allow them to come to us for school, but we were only going to do 1 or 2 kids. We didn't want a whole lot of them. We didn't want to start a school. We didn't want all of the trouble of the school. School's really hard to run, and it's not really a profitable endeavor. And so we, just had our couple kids come, and then those kids' families shared it with other families, and then they came in, please, 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 and it's hard for me to say no. So we kind of expanded that way, and
completely organically, it just kind of grew,
Right.
and it just kind of organically grew, and there a lot more schools now than there used to be, but there's no roadmap. We've just kind of been organically kind of learning on the job how to run a school realistically, and thank you. Well, relieved, and it is a relief. And let me say emphatically that I'm not demonizing public schools. They're doing their best that they
Absolutely.
can, but it's just hard to. It's hard when you have a class of 20 special needs individuals with what a teacher maybe an 8 or 2. It's hard to really have a breakthrough.
Yeah, I want our families to feel like they know that we're going to get to know the kids in and out and learn that they're not going to fail anymore. There's not going to be an F given at our school, because we're going to keep backing up. We're going to keep trying and keep teaching them until they reach the mastery in whatever skill that is that we're working with. And so instead of saying, how do they do in math, we say, how do they do in this skill? And then that skill is going to be taught by us over and over again until we can get it right, until they reach mastery in that skill. So there are no F's in our school. We don't give grades. We give just mastery.
Am I too old? No. So what is your, I don't know if you call them students, but what is your student, how many students do you have?
Right now we have 27 students. We have we've got that many on the wait list, and so we're looking at next year, and it's the end of the school year now. So we're looking at next year, seeing how much we can expand. We expand very carefully when we do. Our classroom sizes are about 5 kids to a teacher, all the way down to 1-to-1.
That's good ratio.
So it depends on what their needs are, and when we look at a new student or look at a new potential student, we like to interview them and see where they would fit within the current body of students that we have right now. And we don't want to mess up the vibe of what's going on with the current students that we have, but we also want to be able to include more students. So we try to see where they fit in perfectly. We try to fit in the right kids, and we have all different levels of kids. So it's not like they all have to be really easy to teach or anything like that, but they are the ones that we accept have to fit into our classroom so that we know that the classroom environment isn't going to be completely disrupted with that addition. And so we have to have, it depends on the right dynamic. So for instance, one example is this year we have some very verbal students that you would meet and you would maybe be like, what's wrong? Like, why are they here? Last year we didn't have very many of those at all. We didn't have any of those at all. So when we had a family come in and say, I really want my student to come, we'd say, cool, let's talk about this. We don't mind taking your student, but your student would not have a peer. They would not have somebody socially that they could sit with. They would not have this, they would not have that. And then they would make the decision based on that, or they'd go back on our wait list until we get 2 or 3 of them so that we can then formulate a classroom that's more appropriate for them.
So you guys have a lot of reasons why you have to be very selective.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
There was also a misconception that was going around on social media too, that we only accepted the rough children, because we do have an intense behavior program at our school where we deal with the kids that are working through aggressions and things, but we do also,
We take
some,
all
we have
abilities.
some other students that are really, it's amazing to watch the way that they're growing and learning.
Now, do you guys have traditional school hours? If you guys do anything special, or are you Monday through Friday morning to afternoon?
We do Monday through Friday, depending on our level, it's about 9 to 2 to 9:30 to 2:30. We have 2 shifts where they come in, and it depends on, and we've got, I mean, you go into it, but we've got all different levels of kids this year. Anyway, so I know that.
We do.
Yeah, so we like to do these interactive movies, and so far we've done Grease, Hocus Pocus,
Christmas Story.
the Christmas Story, and we do it kind of like Rocky Horror style, right? Everybody dresses up, you come in, we have props for you, you bring your own props, we yell at the TV or the screen, and then of course they can order food and such from Suds and Cinema. Well, our next one is going to be the Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's going to be during Billy Bowleg's time. The date is May 17th. We're going to have 2 showings. One is going to be at 1 o'clock, and that will be the first Pirates of the Caribbean. I can't remember the name of it.
The Curse of the Black Pearl.
There you go. And then at 6 o'clock is going to be number 2.
The Dead Man's Chest. The Dead Man's Chest.
And I'm there with you.
And I will say this too, that I'm sorry, I didn't throw an elbow
Choke
on
me
you.
out of the
We're
way.
very grateful to Stacy and everybody at Suds and Cinema for allowing us to come in, because the nature lab that we have now, which we are loving and the community is loving, would not have been possible without her allowing us to do this fundraiser event. So we're happy to help them, but also appreciative of them allowing us to come help ourselves there as well.
We just set the date today, but soon you'll be able to go on Eventbrite and order the tickets. I will get that event put up probably this evening, if not tomorrow. It will be an event on Facebook, so you can look for it that way. Usually I invite Suds and Cinema to also, so if you search Suds and Cinema or Lotus Learning, it'll pull up the interactive movie. It'll have a link in there that will take you to the Eventbrite where you can buy tickets.
So 17th will be a Friday, so it'll be on a
Yeah.
Friday night.
17th is
Sunday.
a Sunday, right? May?
Yes,
17th?
sir.
Oh, May, it's
Yes,
April.
yes. I was like, oh no.
It's-
That's a really good question. I like what we're doing now. I would like to continue to see our ability to take in some more students and make some more classrooms. We're looking at maybe another location in the area potentially. We own the building that we're in now, so we will always be there, but you know, if it's possible to expand, we might expand. I like what we're doing. I'd like to increase our Lotus Project outreach and write grants and get some things for that so that we can start to provide more mental health counseling for the community for people who can't afford it. Because there's so many of us that the co-pays are going to kill you, or you just may not have insurance at all. And and hopefully different things like creating these connections that are
more community-based can help to prevent some of the need for counseling as well. So some of the preventative measures, we'd like to get out in the community and help to facilitate some of that as well.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That was good. Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
It
It was nice meeting you guys. Definitely come
Not
back.
some of these
really
You
wrong-
guys
great.
have to come back anytime.
That was
Good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
How do I end this? By doing that?